What's up, everybody? Brandon here from IGN. I am very excited to share with you a first look at Bandai Namco's upcoming Souls-like action RPG, Code Vein. Now, I don't want to talk over the whole thing. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of my experience in the about an hour I spent playing this game, and then I'm going to get out of here so you can finish watching the rest of the clip. But just a couple things to keep in mind. This is a early build, very work in progress, so pardon any dust that you see. As well as this is all handcrafted for us specifically, so don't worry about spoilers. These enemies were placed here by hand so we could get a unique approach. Yeah, so top level overview. Code Vein is a Dark Souls-like game. Make no mistake, they're not trying to hide it. It is very, very much inspired by that game. Combat, as you can see, plays out very similar to Dark Souls, and if you're familiar with either Dark Souls or the Bloodborne series, I feel like it falls somewhere right between those two. It's a little faster than the early Dark Souls. Dark Souls got faster as it went along, but it's not quite as fast as Bloodborne. And it feels good. Combat feels great. Dodging moves, incoming attacks, stringing together moves and combos. Everything feels very precise. It's not very floaty at all. I really enjoyed it coming from the Soulsborne series. There's a lot to like here. I think the other thing that they're doing that might be the most obvious right off the bat is the fact that you have another player with you. It's not actually another player. Lewis here is a AI co-op companion who, runs through the world with you, and you can bring different characters, and they all do different things. Lewis actually revives you when you get killed. You get, like a last chance ditch effort. He can cast a spell that brings you back. So he's super handy to have around. He's also a great distraction for enemies who, if they turn around, you can actually start beating on them from behind. So really nice utility thing here. You don't have to bring them in. You can play the entire game alone if you want to. Having said that, difficulty is what you expect in a Soulsborne game, so Code Vein seems like it's honoring that tradition. A little overview of the story. It is a post-apocalyptic world where these yellow things here on the left that you're looking at are called the Thorns of Judgment. They sprouted up all over the world, essentially creating a catastrophe that ended the world as we know it. The guys you're fighting here are called the Lost, and I don't know if that's a faction or a race, but they all popped up after these things came out of the ground and really just sort of destroyed the world as we know it. The other side of that is you. You are a revenant. You're sort of this blood-cursed creature who, at the expense of losing all of your memory and having this constant thirst for blood, you have crazy power and you can do all kinds of vampire-like abilities. Chief among those are the gifts. If you look down at the bottom right hand of the screen, you see all of those little icons. All of those things do different stuff, and they're cast by using blood charges. Now, blood charges are gained by attacking enemies, doing damage to them. You'll see a small gauge under the number on the left that slowly fills up as you do more damage, and this basically replenishes your blood charges. Now, you can increase the maximum number of blood charges by doing this drain attack, where the character takes his gauntlet and does this swipe, and it hits an enemy and blood fills the screen, and that increases your maximum number of charges. So the gifts down in the bottom right, as you can see here, I'm actually using one right now. It allows you to do all kinds of crazy cool utility-based stuff. The ones on the far right are more about abilities. The ones below them are buffs, more speed, more damage, stuff like that. The gifts themselves seem like a really interesting part alongside this right here, which is the focus system. You can see me turning blue, and you see that blue bar above the stamina gauge. What the focus system does is essentially that. Like, it allows you to modify your attacks so that you can do, big damage. You have a little bit more utility. For example, the uppercut that you just saw me pull off, when you're not in focus gauge, it just staggers the opponent. When you are in focus gauge, it sends them up into the air. And I actually missed it right there, but there was a prompt that appeared on screen that would allow me to do this really cool cinematic drain attack that does big damage. I think it one-shots or close to one-shots everything that I fought so far. And you gain focus by either taking damage or dodging at, I believe it's the last frame of an attack as it's coming towards you. So it seems like this really cool, versatile tool. I'm not 100% sure how it works yet, but the layer of strategy that's there seems like it's going to lend itself really well to players who get good at the fighting system. But yeah, this map was a lot of fun to play. The game itself feels very, very similar in form and function to Dark Souls, with a couple new layers, the new AI companions, the new focus feature, all of the gifts and abilities, and a lot of this is customizable and interchangeable. You can change your weapons. There's a whole arsenal at your disposal. And yeah, the story is going to come down to what is going on in the world right now and what you can do with these awesome vampire-like abilities. I had a lot of fun. I enjoy this map design. There's a lot of secret hidden stuff where you're sort of emphasized to explore, and then plenty of areas, that tried and true method of finding a key to a door, and you unlock that door, and then you find out that's a shortcut, so you don't have to walk quite as far. There's a similar checkpoint system. When you go to a checkpoint, you basically get your healing items back, and you also reset all the enemies. So exactly like a bonfire or a lantern from a Soulsborne game. But yeah, that's my first impressions of Code Vein. I really like it. As a guy who's been playing Soulsborne games for a long time, I am pleasantly surprised with how this handled for about an hour, and I'm happy to report that it was hard. I had a difficult time, especially at the end boss, which I believe we'll be showcasing a little later this month. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to get out of here now so you can finish watching the rest in peace. If you did stick around, we'll have a lot more coming as part of the IGN First at go.ign.com/codevein. So thanks for watching and enjoy.
ロストだ。まだ距離があるな。あれは？何かあったか？その体力では危険だ。少し観察するか。あまり気負いすぎるなよ。 この辺り気になるか？近くに敵だ。気をつけろ。見落としに気をつけよう。近くに敵だ。気をつけろ。見落としに気をつけよう。注意しろ。敵だ。開けた場所へ出た方がいい。ロストだ。近いぞ。道の判断は任せよう。心臓が無事でよかった。 いるな。気をつけろ。ふん、気になるな。この場所では無理だな。早く開けた場所に出たいところだな。うわっ！